Good morning. Charles Merkel here for day 136 of 3-minute 10 breath total body warm up. Looks like Luna wants to steal the show. This morning I'm thinking about scripts. Because there's a lot of events planned today. I think there's more planned than people realize. But more than that, I'm thinking specifically of a post. I saw a friend post yesterday. He had a very expensive TV, put a lot of money into it, and it just went dead 2 years after purchase. And he is naturally deeply frustrated because of unmet expectations. The thing is, I was in electronic sales through a couple different vendors for a while. I know about planned obsolescence. And today's modern TVs, although 2 years is a bit short, 3 to 5 is normal. That's about all you're going to get. It's planned obsolescence. They're not built to be repaired anymore. They're not built to last for years and years and years anymore. You know, people talk about how electronics are cheaper now than they were in the past. But in the past, you bought something expecting to use it for 20 years with minimal repairs and maintenance. That's not the case anymore. So the lifetime, if you got to buy 4 replacements over the lifetime, over what was once a previous one purchase, the cost hasn't changed much over the years. Not really. This morning, I'm dealing with, I've been dealing with a couple of weeks. I don't even know if if we're picking up from this microphone or the one on the camera or on the phone. But dealing with some technology issues. You know, my wife's been having some issues with her phone. We got them at the same time, and lo and behold, Verizon's offering us upgrades if we renew a new contract. So we haven't paid these off yet. We're getting close. We're getting close to the end. Planned obsolescence. Frustration sets in when you're following a script that you haven't been given. That you're following a script you just weren't made aware of. And that is true in a lot of things in life. And there's some things, not everything, that the conspiracy theorists have been proven right on. That there was a script we were following in society. Most people didn't believe in its existence. My challenge and my goal is in my own life and to help you write a new script. Stop following the script somebody else has written. Write a script for your own life. Start small. But as you start enacting your own script, that even if it's a short script in small areas of your life, you will begin to gain momentum. You'll begin to gain control. You'll begin to gain more self-confidence, more self-esteem, real self-esteem. Not this BS pandered onto us. Never being offended and what are they called? The participation trophies, and those things meant to make us feel better, even though we haven't done anything. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about real progress in your life. Start small. It was David Covey. Yeah, and the 7 Habits of Highly Effectual People. talked about the concept of two circles, circle of influence and circle of concern. And most people are living lives with a huge circle of concern. Massive. Got the problems of the whole world on their shoulders. Because of today's modern media, we're bombarded with knowing every wrong thing that's going on in the world. It's huge, massive circles of concern. The problem is, imagine a smaller circle inside. That's your circle of influence. That's the things you actually have the ability to affect change on. And the bigger that circle of concern gets, it puts pressure on that circle of influence, and it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. I don't think this is by accident. I don't think so. My goal is to help you do, and this is what ties into the script. As you start enacting your own script, affecting the things you have the power to change, that circle of influence, now your focus is there, and it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. If you combine that with turning off the damn media, stop the hours of scroll, that circle of concern is going to get smaller while you're working on the things you can change. Now, instead of being a consumer, you become a change agent for something you believe in. So focus more on the things you can change. Rewrite the script of your life. Get that circle of influence as big as you possibly can. You see the people making change in the world? That's because they're focusing on their circle of influence. And they've done it so much that it's just spilled over. To the point that their circle of influence matches their circle of concern, because they're concerned about the things they can change, the things they have actual influence over, their own lives, their own family, their own community, some cause that is deep and dear to their heart and in perfect alignment with their moral character, their moral compass, and they're focusing on changing that and leaving a legacy in one area of life, or at least just a few related areas. Those are the people we admire. Those are the people we read about, we look up to. And that can be you. But you got to start today, even if you start small. And we're going to start right now with today's 3-minute 10-breath total body warm-up. Rewriting the script on our health. If you're new, welcome. You can observe or do your best to follow along. Otherwise, go to the address, 7minutemorning.com/free training, or you can scan the QR code. It takes you directly to a page where there's a video training on how to do this exercise as well as to practice. I do take Sundays as a day of rest, but Monday morning, join me. And said, this is a very simple way, doesn't take much time to begin to elevate the level of your health and rewriting the script for your health, which can spill over into a lot of areas in your life. I could talk a lot further on that, but without further ado, let's get started with today's 3-minute 10-breath total body warm-up. And begin. Start rewriting the script in your own life. Great place to start is your health. Great place to start. Whatever you choose to do today, I know there's a lot of events planned here in the United States, around the country. Follow your own script, not somebody else's. Decide beforehand what is and is not acceptable behavior, and then act accordingly within that. I will see you Monday for day 137. All right, Charles signing off.